Hey guys, what it is? It's your girl Cadillac. I am Cadillac Dixon. I am the Draw My Life Prison Wife. I am the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before all face to black. Yeah, his your girl Cadillac. So I am back and ready to continue on with my journey to being an artist. I desire to make a living doing my art. I honestly don't even care which art form because I am a kind of a jack of all trades. As long as I am being creative, as long as I am being able to use my talents, my gifts, then I'm fine with it. It doesn't matter which form or fashion my art is being presented in. Now, first of all, the video that I did release, the portion I released previous to this one, I accidentally said that was part five, girl. I got all confused because I did release a Bob Marley's vlog right in between that. So I seen four videos. So I was thinking that was part five. Girl, no, this is part five. That was part four. So if you would like to check out the previous girl, I'm messing all up. The previous parts of my journey to being an artist, trying to be that artist. Um, I'm gonna eventually link them in the description box. I do release my videos and then I go back and do whatever I need to do to fix them. So if they're not released, they will be in line previous to these here. My dad is working on remodeling and I'm hearing some hammering. So possibly I need to change rooms. Just a moment, guys. Okay, hopefully it's a little bit quieter in here. I'm not sure. But anyway, so this is part five. I was getting into my musical career. I didn't quite say rap because at first I started out, as you know, trying to be a songwriter. So, where I left off, I was talking about my voice, how I was going from this little, every female rapper voice. I can't even think of no words right now, but you know how they, yeah, daddy, this, and that, and the back, and the. No, that is not it. So I had watched this documentary by MC Light. I don't know if I could find that documentary, but I was watching how what made her stand out was that voice, that thickness of her voice. Like her voice was thick. And that's what sounds like a female rapper to me. That's strong. Like I'm strong. I'm independent. Independent. Like and I'm here. Like I'm actually something to be reckoned with. Yes, I am a competition for you because I didn't want to be just a female rapper. I wanted to be a rapper. It didn't matter if I was female because they always want to put you in this category. Oh, you're female. This. You got to talk about this. You got to talk about that. You got to look this way. And in this section, I'm going to kind of get into that. No, I'm a rapper. I don't care if I was a cow. I would be a rapping cow. Like I'm a rapper. I didn't want to be the female rapper, if you understand what I'm saying. Because being stuck in that box, I would not be able to get across the whole mission, which was Project Reach the World, was to get out the story about my husband being wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced in the state of Florida, and getting out other songs like Single Mother by Force Not Choice, trying to uplift the single mothers. Yes, you became a single mother, but baby, you can make it. If I can make it, girl, you can make it. That was what I wanted to put out there. But the industry is not trying to put that out. They will tell you that people don't want to hear that, which people do want to hear that. There is a lot of people longing for that real heartfelt music, but the industry will tell you, no, nothing but sex sells. Sex is what sells. Like, girl, people tired of having sex. Like, well, maybe they ain't tired of it, but there's other things. People don't just lay around and have sex all day. Like, there's other things that happen in your life, and those are the things that I wanted to touch on. Baby, I wasn't having no sex because my husband is up in the penitentiary from now until Jesus comes back. So that was the furthest thing from my mind. So I, at this point, set out to be a female rapper. I'm sorry if I'm looking down. I got my notes, girl, because this part has a lot of details in it, and I don't want to miss anything. So I'm gonna just kind of read a little bit and then elaborate. So the first part. My first big conference was the TJ's DJ's Tastemakers Conference. Yes, girl, that was big. I told you he was one of the people that contributed to Ozone Magazine. I think I did attend one prior, and I don't know what music conference that was, but I was dressed to impress, girl. Yes, I was. You know, I was. But the only problem was I was dressed like I was going to a job interview. And your girl even had on stockings. Girl, I would get my little, like, my, when I'm going to interview, girl, I got on my little dress suit, had on the little jacket, I had on the stockings. I don't think it was that far. It was like this one piece, some type of one piece, but it was all black. And I had on stockings and heels, like not those type of club heels. I had on like casual business heels. Girl. And what I found was people they didn't know I was a rapper. They actually thought people were approaching me and thinking that I was some type of music exec or I was a manager of some sort and stuff like that. So they were approaching me trying to give their demos and packages, press packages to me. And I'm like, oh, well, here's mine. I'm a rapper. And they're like, you're a rapper? Like, girl, you don't look like no rapper. And when the music conference thing said dress to impress, that's what I thought it meant. Like, this is business. And that's the mindset that I was coming from. So I'm thinking that's the little hamster over there making noise. I'm in my nephew's room. But I'm thinking, girl, like, dressed to impress usually means like business minded, you know. So I was completely wrong. I was dressed all wrong, girl, and nobody knew I was a female rapper unless I told them. So that became a dilemma. And then the second part, I kind of forgot to tell you why I brought my cousins in. Remember when I told you I had that block from Red Dog Studio? Why did I call on my cousins? Well, the what ended up happening at the Tastemakers little conference, music conference, not little, girl, this thing was the biggest conference that it was back then. But at that conference, at the close of it, I couldn't get into the Ozone Awards, which really truly pissed me off because I did buy my ticket, my total package, and it was a pretty penny. It was not cheap. It was like $300 to $400, and it included the Ozone Awards. But because I don't know what they had going on, but somehow they sold it to everybody, but everybody could not get into the award ceremony, which made no sense. And when I got to the front, TJ had told me that unfortunately I can't let you in because it's to capacity. And I'm like, I bought my ticket and it includes it. Like, it really made me mad. But um, he was like, I told everybody at the pool party or whatever party they had last night to be there early. And I'm like, I don't go out to stuff like that. Like, I'm pure business. I am not trying to go out and hang out with guys and this and that and hang around no pool, girl. But I didn't know. See, I actually thought the music business was business. It is a lot like how they used to portray it in what was that show? Empire. Now Empire started getting too dramatic, but Empire and what's the other one with the girl group? Oh my gosh, I loved that show. What was that show called? Well, anyways, I can't think of it. But Star. It is just like that. It is not about the business. It's about sleeping with folks. It's about I do this for you, you do that for me, or paying people. That is how you get in there. And I didn't know that. I thought it was like real business. So I was treating it as though it was real business when it wasn't. And so I don't hang out at those events like that. So I show up trying to get into the Ozone Awards, and he's like, "You can't come in." And I'm like, I paid for it. Like, what do you mean I can't come in? That one actually ended up being one of the famous. That may have been the only Ozone Award, but something happened. I can't remember, but something big happened at that award ceremony, and I couldn't be there. But yeah. So during that time, because I could not be in it. Oh, there's another story time, but it's not quite for here. Girl, I had met this guy there, yes. And it was this guy that he was in the movie Friday. And he was trying to talk to me, like, but I'm like strictly business, like for real. So he's like, "Yeah, girl, come through. You know me from Friday, girl. If you watch Friday, I watched that movie out. You know who I am, and this and this and that." So he was trying to talk to me, but I'm like, but if I come through, I'm only coming through on business. And so I'm gonna tell that story somewhere else, not in this one, but that played out crazy. But anyway, so I'm basically just there for business. So because I couldn't be in the get into the Ozone Awards, I got my cousins, and I don't know, we were just riding around because me and my cousin D underscore Almighty Mac, we always hung out. So I got him and we were just hanging out or whatever. And we happened to be like on the East Colonial area because where was the conference? I can't remember where that conference was. It was somewhere down East Colonial or off of East Colonial at some place. I can't remember, to be honest, the venue or anything. But we were by East Colonial and I seen SoSo Def. I seen a big old bus that says SoSo Def on it. So we had to chase that freaking bus down. That too is another story time. Me and my cuz already did record that story time, so I can link that in the description box. If it's not there, just stay tuned. It will be there soon. But yeah, so we chased down So Def. In the end, comes out is this SoSo Def artist named Manish Man. So we did meet him or whatever, and he told us to take his demo, his little it was like a little EP or whatever. It had like 4 songs, and then on the back it had the instrumental. And he told us to take, because he asked us if we had a demo. Of course, I had my own demo, that first one, that had those previous songs from the Red Dog block, but I didn't have one with my cousins, like together as cousins in crime. So that's when he was like, take my demo, take my instrumental, and record something over it, and then get it back to me. Okay, so that's how we ended up in the studio. And I forgot to tell you that last block when I was at Red Dog Studio, remember Red Dog ain't had no type of emotion or nothing. He just pressing buttons or doing whatever, punching me in, punching me out, and this and that. He even had his voice, like, for some reason, overlaid on my track. And I was like, okay, I guess that's cool because Red Dog's in my track, but I don't even know what, I don't think he took it serious. It wasn't until I came in there with my cousins and we just blew the house off that studio with the song VIP, and we that was the one recorded, and we got back to So Def. So we recorded up in the club, and then I had been networking, still saving my money to go to all the big and little music conferences all over Orlando, Gainesville, Jacksonville, and Tampa, everywhere, all over Florida. Not only am I visiting my husband all over Florida because he wasn't close to home during that time at all. I also was going to music conferences. So I was constantly on the road like that. During that time in my life, girl, I was always on the road. And I had this little minivan. I had my mama old minivan that I called Clifford, the big red van. Yes, girl, that Ford Windstar. So I started. Oh, yes. It became to the point where people started to remember and know who I was because they see me at every event. There really were no female rappers at these events. As a matter of fact, in mainstream either media, there was a vacancy of female rappers since around 2002, with Charlie Baltimore and Vita really being like the last female rappers that were out. Like, to be honest with you, there was, now Trina always would come back and make a little album, but she was already out. But she never really stayed in the industry like that, like out in the open or whatever. So there was a vacancy. Wasn't nobody really, there were no female rappers. So I seen that spot and I was like, yes, I can really feel that spot. And I got something to say. And I'm good, girl. Like, you get every, and I was cute. Like, total package, like, for real. It's a no-brainer. Okay, so let me turn a page. Okay, so during this time, I knew I had to pretty much change my image because they let us know that that's what it is for a female rapper. Like, we really only care about what you look like. That summer, I visited my aunt in Chicago, and she had just had a bypass surgery. And she was working on losing weight and keeping her weight under control. Okay. She introduced me to a sugarless diet, and I also became super active in walking and running the track. And at that time, girl, oh my gosh, I was so, this is around the time that song that I got this ice box where my heart used to be. I got this ice box. Yes. I love that song. So I would love to go to the middle school. It had a track, and I still was working overnight. Anytime I can get off of work early, like I would get off at 7 a.m. and I would love to get off like maybe 4-ish or 5, so that I can go to the track and just run the track and watch the sunrise. Like, and then it came to the point where the track kind of had like a little elevated um hill that had grass on it. I would run up and down that hill. I would run the track, but I didn't start out like that. I started walking the track. I would be walking the straights and then running the curves of the track. And I just built myself up to where I could end up just running the whole track, jogging the whole track, doing stadiums, not really stadiums, but running up the hill, down the hill, up the hill. So I had got into one of the best times, shapes of my life. Like, I was in the best physical fit shapes. And it was because I knew that I had this goal, and I knew that they only cared about the outer. So I had to get my outer together. You know what I'm saying? So I really worked hard at that. Okay, and then the pounds just melted off. I never was that big, but I always had like I'm already have a big statue, because I'm like a tough woman. Then I got muscles, like, and I got fat now. I got fat and muscles. Your girl is really strong. Don't let the physical aspect confuse you. I am big bone. I have a large statue, but it's not all just fat and flab like that, girl. Mm-mm. So I was toned, like really toned, like really, like, girl looked good. If I can find any pictures of that, I will link those in the description box. Okay, though my looks again drastically changed, I still wanted to keep that innocent R&B chick persona. Like, I wanted to be the little cute Rihanna pre, like, Umbrella, and Tierra Marie, that first song where she was like, are there any guys around that know how to make a girl feel like that, look cute, or like Nivea, or how Sierra was pre, when she took all her clothes off. Like, I wanted to be that I was cute, just as cute as they were at that time. Like, I really could compete with them, but yet I was not an R&B singer. I was a rapper, okay? And I soon realized that no matter how good I looked on the outside, that really wasn't important to the industry. What was important was what I was willing to do. I had gotten a picture I drew of this big artist at the time named Atiba. During that time, Ray J's One Wish song was so popular. Y'all remember that song? If I had one wish, Marcella would come through them gates, girl. That's the only wish I need. But I love that song. And it was so popular. And this guy named Atiba, he was a recording artist from Orlando. Unfortunately, when I learned Atiba's story later, he was like, he had to get out of Orlando to make it. Orlando will not support you. They call this like the crabs in the bucket. Everybody is trying to be the first person out of Orlando to the point where everybody just is tearing the next person down to try to be the first out of Orlando. So nobody gets out. No crabs get out the bucket because they're fighting each other rather than working with each other. Look at ATL. They all freaking worked with each other and they all came up and now they're like a mecca of music industry, every industry you can think of. Like working together is better than trying to pull back or hold back the next. Like, but that's how humans are, unfortunately. Like, say this on YouTube. You know how YouTubers now, I thank every YouTuber that has helped me. Oh my gosh, thank you. I in turn do try to help and pay back because I know the struggle of a YouTuber. But most YouTubers don't give little YouTubers the time of day at all. They're not even thinking about them. But the thing is, if you didn't have them, you wouldn't be where you were. So, what about if we all kind of worked together as YouTubers and we all promoted each other's channels? Do you know how many networks, like I have my own following, you have your following, they have their following, but if we all put them together, there is enough room for all of us to make it. But people, I don't know, they just don't think of it that way. It's like, girl, you ain't nobody, you're not there, you're not up on my level, so goodbye, girl, goodbye. And I'm not saying everybody, because I have had some beautiful YouTubers actually like reach out and support your girl. Thank you so much. Okay, so the do I have to move again? They talking outside the door. God, dog it. Okay, so the Atiba had recorded a reggae inspired version of the song One Wish, and that one was getting so much radio play. So I had gotten a previous earlier version of what Project Reach the World was. It was basically just a drawing to get your attention and my demo. Like that's basically what it was. So I had got one of those previous versions to the manager of Atiba at the time. He was a radio DJ, and he was also producing other artists. And I kind of girl get your girl, your girl got talent. But it was like they avoided me like a plague or something. Like, no, you have too much talent. We don't want you. No, 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 no. No, we want someone with this much talent. No, you have too much. We don't want you. Like, girl, like why? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Okay, so the manager did listen to my demo. And I'm thinking he's gonna be blown away because everybody loved that VIP song. I finally found my voice. People were responding in a good manner. Everybody loved my music. And I'm thinking he's gonna feel the same way. And he calls me and he says he wasn't overly impressed. And what am I willing to change? I'm like, change? What I'm willing to change? What does he mean? Like, I'm not willing to. I can get, okay, I can lose more weight. Okay, I can show a little more, but what is it that you want me to change? And basically, I couldn't do the changes that he was meaning to change to be in this industry. I mean, I have morals, I have standards, and I know that a lot of female rappers, unfortunately, the ones that are out, they completely have to lower their standards all the way down to even get the sun to shine on their career. They have to change everything about themselves from not just even their music. Like even Nicki Minaj, her music was completely different pre becoming Nicki Minaj. Like I don't know. That's just how it is. When you're a female rapper, they want to change every single thing about you. But a man can come in the industry and be basically whoever, whatever. Look at Rick Ross. He fat. He can take off his shirt fat and be fine. He can still sell records. Why is it different for females? And speaking of Rick Ross, there was this one story where Jackie O, remember Jackie O was out around that time. Now she was over sexualized as well, and she was saying how I think it was E Class or whatever at the time, and they were signing Rick Ross. Okay, so they signed both of them, but Rick Ross just got his money, like the money that they give you, like I forgot what they call it before you do all your stuff, sell all your records, they give you a certain amount of money up front. Okay, so they just gave Rick Ross his, right? And Jackie O, it was like they were saying she had to do this and do that and basically like sleep with people and do all types of stuff to even get her money that was already supposed to be hers, that was just given to Rick Ross. Like, I'm like, that's crazy. Why are women treated like that in that industry? Like, that industry really is not for women at all. And the only way I really believe a female can make it in that industry, she's sleeping with somebody or have slept with somebody if she's gonna make it, or she has an ultra strong man behind her or with her that is going to prevent those things from happening. Other than that, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not in this industry. Okay, I knew I didn't want to change my image. It would conflict with what the mess. Girl, let me start that all over, girl. I knew I didn't want to change my image. It would conflict with the message I was trying to convey. So for a while, me and my cousins, we continued to try to make it in a group called Cousins in Crime. So then I realized, I knew that I, as a single female rapper, was not gonna, I needed some men around me. So I had my cousins or whatever. Okay. So they started having this thing. It was a Tuesday night live or something. I don't know what it was called, but I know what it was. I'm sorry. Where they would have people in Orlando, because there's a lot of starving artists here in Orlando, Florida. We don't have the outlets. Now you have the internet, but the internet now, instead of basically competing with your city, now you're competing with the world. So how much easier is that? I mean, now, instead of being the hottest female rapper out of Orlando, I have to be the hottest female rapper in the world, which that's, how could that be possible? Because no matter how good you are, there's always someone better. Like, so I don't know. And now it's not even about talent. It's about if you can get views, if you can get subscribers. Okay, sorry guys, that was Marcello calling, so I did have to stop. So unfortunately, I won't have time to complete the story now. So I will see you guys when I get back.